There was a time I was making research about how Nigerian pharmacists can migrate to Canada, and all the information I got online is sketchy. In today's video, I'm going to be discussing how a Nigerian pharmacist or a Nigerian trained pharmacist can evaluate his or her Bpharm certificate if the pharmacist is trying to migrate to Canada. So let me say for express entry or PNP or whatever route of immigration you're attempting at, relocating to Canada, how you need to evaluate your Bpharm certificate. Most Niger graduates evaluate their certificate using WES or ICAS, that's ICAS, or IQAS or ICES. But for pharmacists, if you evaluate your certificate using any of these platforms, be rest assured that your CRS score would be lower than somebody who's going to evaluate his or her own certificate using PEBC. So what am I trying to say? If you are traveling or you are planning to migrate to Canada and you want to go and practice as a pharmacist over there, you shouldn't evaluate your certificate using any of these platforms that I have mentioned. Rather, you should use PEBC. PEBC is the Pharmacist Examining Board of Canada, and that is the body that is regulating the practice of pharmacy in Canada. Basically, that's their general regulatory body and is their licensure body. So if you're going, I think except Quebec, first thing you need to do is that you need to get a NAPRA ID. And how do you do that? You go to Gateway Canada. I'm going to be, displaying that on the screen, and that is where you are going to make a payment of 340 Canadian dollars. So I would advise that if you have anybody that is currently resident in Canada, you can send a Naira equivalent of that 340 Canadian dollars to them, and they will help you make the payment in your name. And I think you're going to pay a little above that 300 Canadian dollars because they will need to pay tax on that money that you're going to pay. So it may be a little or slightly above that 340 by the time you include the tax that you're going to pay. So basically, that is the first step you need to take. After you have successfully made the payment and you have generated your NAPRA ID, and in some cases you may not see the NAPRA ID, what you need to do in such case is to send a mail to their email address stating that you are here to receive your NAPRA ID, and you can be rest assured that they would immediately send you your NAPRA ID via a mail. So once you get your NAPRA ID, what you need to do next is to go on with your application for certificate evaluation, that's ECA, and you need to make another payment for that process. That process costs about 665 Canadian dollars currently, and that is inclusive of the tax, I guess. So if you have somebody again, you can make Naira equivalent of that 665 to them, and they will pay in your name. And after you have successfully made the payment, create an account on PEBC website. For application, you go to international students. You will not click on Canadian graduate or American graduate. You click on international graduate. You fill all the details that are required, and you successfully create an account. The next thing you need to do is to send your documents to courier your documents to PEBC, and I'm going to be itemizing those documents. You need to put as many documents as you have in order to avoid extra spending. If you fail to include some documents, you might get a mail later on to send those documents, and that would cost you additional money for DHL services. So if you would ask me, I would advise that you send as many documents as you can, not necessarily the ones they have itemized. So you include your Bpharm certificate, include your marriage certificate in case you have changed your name and you have a new name, you're bearing a new name that's different from the one you have on your certificate. Include the biodata page of your passport, include your birth certificate, include your marriage certificate and affidavit and newspaper publication of change of name, include your what again? In case you have done a direct entry, perhaps you did Cambridge A levels before you gain admission to the university, you need to include your Cambridge certificate. And also you have to apply for your transcript at your university and where you had your Cambridge A level. So you need both transcripts in order to avoid excess spending and delay. So once you're able to, and then you need to notarize all these documents. You need to go to a notary public, a I think notary publics are senior advocates of Nigerians. Anybody that is SAN can actually notarize your document for you. So they will notarize, they will stamp and sign, and then you send. And then there's also an application form that you need to fill and attach your passport photograph to. And also remember that on all the documents you'll be sending, you need to write your NAPRA ID. So on each of those documents that you are sending via DHL or whatever courier that you are using. So once you send those papers, and you are sure that your university has already sent your transcript to PEBC. Also, you need a letter of good standing from PCN, that's Pharmacy Council of Nigeria, and that would cost you. It used to cost about 30,000 naira, but currently it will cost 100,000 naira for PCN to give a letter of good standing on your behalf and forward to the address that will be given to you. You need to make a payment of 100,000 naira, and you pay via remitter. Have a link to somebody that can help you, send that letter. And if you will be interested, you can let me know in the comment section. I can send you the contact of that PCN official. That you don't need to pay to him. Just make your payments via remitter on PCN website, and you just send him an evidence of payment and the mail that you're supposed to mail the letter to, and it's going to help you go about that smoothly. So after that, you wait 8 weeks, and then after which you get ECA reports from PEBC, and that is the report that you need for your immigration process. So basically, that's all that you need to know about evaluating your Bpharm certificate if you are trying for express entry or PNP, or you're trying to migrate to Canada. National occupation, what's NOC again? National occupation code for pharmacy is 3131. So if you have any question to ask regarding evaluating your Bpharm certificate, you can let me know in the comment section. And if this video is something that you have found valuable, please do well to share. Also, don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in my subsequent videos. Bye.
I told you I'm not here to mess around, and you've been acting